Sometimes I try to force things to happen because I feel like doing nothing is a crime. Like doing nothing, sitting back and doing nothing is not an option. I feel unproductive. I feel like I'm not doing anything. But what happens is if I don't sit back sometimes and just let things develop, it's like I'm suffocating the momentum that I'm already starting to build. And so when I get into that situation, what I try to do is I'll go for a walk and really think about things, maybe put on some meditation music. If I don't have a lot of time, I have a walking pad. Naturally, it's like a treadmill, but it's just a walking pad that I can go on, and I'll walk on that and kind of think things through and just be alone with my thoughts and really start planning out my next moves without doing anything to, suffocate the momentum that I've already got in place. But this is a hard thing to do. It's hard to have the patience to not want to tamper and push things and try to manipulate things and change things and adjust things, but just to let it sit and let it do what it needs to do and understand that I've done everything I need to do right now. I can plan and get things ready for the next phase. I can, make videos that I'm not going to put out for a while and kind of bank them because I don't need them right now because I already have things happening. But I always feel like I should be doing something. Maybe I should post something on social media because I want that engagement. I want that attention. I want to make sure that I'm captivating people. But sometimes I don't need to. Sometimes it's better to just step back, not do anything on social media for a while. Let people miss you and wonder, hey, what is that person up to? I haven't seen their posts, I haven't seen their updates for a while. Let that curiosity and that need build up. Then you bring out another piece of content or another campaign and say, okay, here's what I got going on now. But it's hard for me because that means if I'm not doing that, I need to just quiet myself and be alone with my thoughts. And I know a lot of people are super scared to be alone with their thoughts. They're super scared to have time to do nothing but think. And thinking for a lot of people is scary. And the reason it's scary is because they don't know how to control their thoughts to be focused on the things that they want to do that's going to be a benefit for them. So instead, their thoughts take them to all these things that they don't want to experience and all the danger and all the scary stuff that people are pumping to them. They start grabbing onto that because they don't know how to think positively, how to plan in the future the actual results that you want to have. And this is something that I know how to do, but for me, it feels sometimes like I'm not building my momentum if I'm stepping back. But the reality is, I don't need to touch that right now. Let it do what it's doing. If I post a video, I'm posting videos daily. Let that video do what it does, and don't worry about how it does. And if it's a hit video, the first 2 hours, 3 hours, the first day, some of these videos they start to build momentum a few days later. Some of them don't do anything, and they just don't resonate, and that's okay. But I don't need to put that video out and then post it all over the place and tell everybody to come watch these videos. That's not what I need to do right now. That might be something I do later on as I build the next phase of what I'm doing. But right now, it's really just put stuff out there and then let it do what it needs to do. And I know it's hard. A lot of people run into this where they feel like, I gotta always be doing something. I always have to be taking action. And so then you sometimes do forced action. And forced action doesn't feel good. It feels like you're trying too hard. You really have to do this. It doesn't feel natural. It doesn't have that authentic vibe. It really feels forced. And you can see when people are just trying to put stuff out there, trying to come up with ideas to put things out there just to build content because they got to post every day. They got to post every day, whether it's a post, a carousel, a reel, put something in their stories. They got to do something every day. And some people feel like they got to do 3 or 4 pieces of content every day, because that's, what the gurus are telling you to do. But is it what you need to do right now? Is that what your phase of business needs right now? And that's the question you have to ask yourself. But you also have to be okay with, sometimes you need to just step back and let all the things you've already got going on do what it needs to do. And sometimes you need to step back and give people time to miss you. So I start doing things now in campaigns. So if I'm promoting something, I'll promote it for, depends. It might be for 3-4 days. It might be for 2 or 3 weeks. But then I try to not do anything after that. Just be quiet, maybe post the odd thing, once or twice that week, but not post daily until I have the next thing I want to promote. And I find that that's working better than constantly having to come up with content and having to come up with things to post and talk about on my social media. So the YouTube, because I made that commitment that I'm going to put out at least 1 video a day, and I'm doing that for at least 14 days. But in reality, I know it's gone way past 14 days now, which is great. But I'm doing that as much as possible because I'm building up that muscle. I'm trying to create the algorithm, or train the algorithm to push my videos out so I can gain audience and really start helping more people. But I'm not promoting that all the time on my social media, because I would be promoting every video every day. And for me, that's too much. It's overkill. But there's certain videos that I look at and, are doing really well. I'll promote those once in a while. And I'll do campaigns where I have programs, training programs, I have some freebies. I'll do phases where I promote that for, on and off throughout a 2-week period. And then I'll relax for a little bit. And this seems to be working, this rhythm seems to be working better for me, emotionally and mentally as well. Because I'm not always focusing on social media. So I can go do other things. I'll do my video, I'll edit the video, I'll post it. I have a few videos in the backlog that I can post whenever. So when I'm busy doing other things, I can still post that video and not have to create video that day. But for content, to constantly be posting on, like I use Instagram mainly, to constantly be posting on Instagram, it's not where I'm at right now. Maybe later on, I'll be inspired and I'll have all these ideas and I'll want to put out content all the time. But I don't need that attention. At least right now, I don't need that attention. I don't feel like it's beneficial for me. So I feel like for me to focus on YouTube, I really don't need to do the other stuff for now. Just let's see what YouTube can do. Because YouTube is one thing that I've never really put a lot of effort into. And I used to only put out a video once a week. And now seeing that putting out videos every day, that accumulation of views is way more than putting out 1 video a week. And if that video doesn't resonate, you barely get any views for the whole week. Whereas now, the accumulation of videos, I could have 2 or 3 videos that do well out of the 7 each week. And it way outperforms as far as views and impressions and reaches, far outperforms what 1 video a week would do. So I understand now why you want to put out multiple videos a week. So that's kind of where I'm at. I know this one is a little bit longer than what I normally make, but I really feel like it was an important thing to talk about, is understanding that you don't always have to be doing something. That momentum works for you. It works past what you're doing. And I've talked about that in other videos, but it's really important for you to understand that you don't always have to do something. So that's what I wanted to talk about in this one. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, check out the links in the description so you can connect with me. And I got playlists that you should be watching as well. And really just make sure that you're learning how to use the mindset for success to create success in your life. So that's what I want to talk to you about in this one. And until next time, you heard.